and they're like, you have an aneurysm in your brain.
Kim Kardashian didn't reveal this story with tears, dramatic music, or a shaky voice. She revealed it the same way she handles everything in her life, calmly, deliberately, and with a level of emotional discipline that almost hides how dangerous the situation really was. Her most alarming health revelation didn't start with pain, fainting, or a medical emergency. It started with a routine scan. A simple preventative test that was supposed to check a box instead found a small brain aneurysm. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't cinematic. It was clinical. A doctor pointing at an image on a screen and telling a woman who has been under global scrutiny for almost 2 decades that something inside her brain had begun to balloon. This wasn't a storyline for a reality show. It wasn't a PR crisis. It was the kind of discovery that could flip a life completely upside down in a single sentence. And the first thing doctors pointed to was the one thing she could never escape: stress. Not regular stress, chronic, weaponized, relentless pressure. Divorce, legal battles, 4 children, empire management, scrutiny from millions, studying law, running billion-dollar businesses, and doing it while being the face the world loves to tear apart. That kind of stress isn't emotional anymore. It's physiological. It leaves marks. The initial doctor's response said everything. It's likely related to prolonged stress, not a lifestyle choice, not genetics, not an accident. Stress, the same force that pushed her to build an empire, was quietly destabilizing her body from the inside. She didn't panic publicly. She didn't disappear. She went straight into a cycle of follow-up tests, scans, and neurological consultations, all behind closed doors. And when she finally spoke about it on the Kardashians, she did it with the same controlled tone she uses when discussing multi-million-dollar negotiations. Calm, polished, unshaken. But the subtext was brutal. The aneurysm was real. The risk was real, and she had been walking around with it for who knows how long. She confirmed on Good Morning America that the immediate danger was handled, monitored, and stabilized.
I did go and get a Pernuvo scan, and I had to end up going and getting tons of other...
She didn't give details. She never gives details. She doesn't control. But the message was unmistakable. She survived a threat the public didn't even know existed. Then came the truth she couldn't spin. She had to change her life. She told the audience to check everything and that health is wealth, but those weren't inspirational quotes. Those were warnings from someone who had been forced to confront what constant pressure does to a human body. While the world debated her fashion, her relationships, her controversies, something inside her brain was quietly preparing to become catastrophic. The aneurysm wasn't the only battle she was dealing with. Kim has been fighting psoriasis for years, an autoimmune disorder triggered by stress. That alone should have been the signal. Her skin was reacting long before her brain did. When the stress rose, the psoriasis spread. When the pressure simmered, it calmed. Her body was practically begging for relief. And still, she didn't slow down. Kim pushed through pregnancies that nearly killed her. Preeclampsia, placenta accreta, surgical complications.
So scared, and I was having so much pain. And I mean, at one point I thought I had a miscarriage.
Doctors told her not to attempt pregnancy again, and she listened, but not because she suddenly saw limits. She simply shifted strategies, opting for surrogacy for her last 2 children. Her ambition never softened. Even COVID-19 didn't slow her. She got it in 2020 and continued filming, working, building, surviving. She denied catching it at a private island party, another scandal to neutralize, even while battling a virus that left long-term impacts on millions. And through all of it, she carried an undetected aneurysm. People underestimate what constant global attention does to the human nervous system. Kim Kardashian is scrutinized the way presidents are examined, but without the institutional protection, the privacy, or the downtime, every failure becomes a headline, every flaw becomes a meme, every stressor becomes amplified across millions of screens, and aneurysms thrive in environments like that. Raised blood pressure, chronic cortisol levels, high-stakes living, permanent vigilance. This wasn't random, this was cumulative. Stress didn't cause the aneurysm, but it fertilized it. It fed the conditions that made its growth possible. Doctors know it, she knows it, anyone paying attention knows it, and yet Kim remains the CEO of her life, the strategist who turns every personal challenge into a brand advantage. That's not cynicism, it's survival. She has learned to convert vulnerability into narrative, narrative into relevance, relevance into empire. Her health scare isn't a weakness for her brand, it's an expansion of it. Because Kim Kardashian understands the economy of empathy, she shares just enough to appear relatable, just enough to seem human, just enough to turn fear into influence. While the aneurysm was being monitored, she launched products, she filmed episodes, she continued law school, she balanced 4 children, she fought legal battles, she built Skims into a multi-billion-dollar powerhouse. That's not luck, that's obsession. That's a woman who knows she cannot afford to disappear. But health doesn't care about empire, it doesn't care about fame, it doesn't care about branding. And for the first time in a long time, Kim had to confront something she could not control with a tweet, an edit, or a statement. She confronted mortality. The world saw a polished announcement. What it didn't see was the quiet recalibration happening beneath it, a shift in priorities, a new relationship with stress, a recalculated pace of survival. She's still working, harder than before, but the difference now is awareness, the knowledge that somewhere in her body a warning shot has already been fired. Because aneurysms don't appear without reason, they appear after years of internal weathering. For Kim Kardashian, this wasn't a medical scare, it was a message. You can build an empire, you can break the internet, you can outlast scandals, you can dominate culture. But your body always keeps the score, and in her case, the score almost changed everything.